Barry Collins. The backs, McSweeney, Douglas, Colloy, Essex, Himstead, Anderson at 5'8", Macbeth the half, and the forwards, Ackerman, Wainwright, Rorshley, Nolan, Collins and Orchard. And now the Ipswich side, a test for their spirit today. The backs, Ward, McCarthy, Saltner, Mercy, Beresford, Ralph and O'Brien. The pack, Boothby, Fatapia in the starting lineup, jersey 15, Minns, Shoesmith, Bickle and Peters. The referee today is Shane Woodward. There's a strongish breeze blowing from the far side of the field to this touchline, but basically across the field, so neither side with any real advantage. And Scott McSweeney brings the kick back for Brothers, who will be very determined to make amends for that loss to West. They're starting to show a couple of upsets later in the season. In the first round, it was a win to Ipswich, a lucky win to Ipswich over Brothers, 24-21 at Pine Rivers. So another reason for the Brethren to try and make amends today. Collins in a dummy half, doesn't give it to Anderson, instead picking up Wainwright. Last tackle coming up. It goes to the fullback McSweeney for the kick. It's very high and swirling around. Ward goes up for it, misses. There for Brothers, play on now as it comes out to the centre. Essex is over. Chris Essex gets 6 more tackles and a try. And first try coming after only a minute's play. Brothers 4, Ipswich 0. What a blow to the Ipswich side. Up it went high from McSweeney, the fullback. Ward decided to challenge, but it was a difficult one. The wind getting hold of it. He looked as if he'd gone up pretty well. Couldn't hang on to it, though. Picked up by, I think it was Dean Rorshley, who was there to give it on to Chris Essex, and he stepped straight through to the posts. To convert. He has 10 points for the season. Usually it would be Scott Maguire taking the shots for goal. Right between the posts, and early points to Brothers, 6-0.
Great start back.
There were a couple there, but there could have been more. A couple of players just had hands on hips watching that bomb high in the air. For and against this season, Ipswich plus 37, their record at 7th in attack, 6th in defence with 285 for, 248 against. Brothers with a slightly superior record, 6th in attack, 3rd in defence. That 207 they've conceded is a pretty good defensive record.
Shane Woodward here has picked up a forward pass and will pack a scrum for it. So Brothers have had a good start up until that point. You know, Ipswich with their chance. Matthew O'Brien to put it in. Shrum screwing, but not a problem though, as Beresford comes from the blind side. That's got it to midfield. Matt Ralph pointing to his forwards to wrap it around. And he gets a wrap from the big fellow in Shoesmith. Anderson in there to make the tackle. Bickle fires it up to Fatapia. We saw him used also by Chris Fullerton earlier in the match 2 weeks ago, and very effectively a strike weapon. Matt Ralph This time out to Saltner. Again, the brothers' defence there, good enough. Three players in the tackle. Ralph to dummy half. Fires it up. The big fellow in Clinton Peters can't get through that first line of defence. That's the fifth. Ipswich have not made a lot of territory in those first five. Let's see if they want to use the bomb as well, and they do. Matt Ralph hoists it right underneath the sticks. McSweeney is there to take it. No, over the top. Looked like Gavin Minns. Was it the skipper? Number 11, Gavin Minns. Magnificent take above the pack. And tit for tat. Ipswich come back with their first set of 6. The high ball from Matt Ralph. This wind, if anything, perhaps favouring brothers. Matt Ralph has put it up under the post, a swirling ball. Let's have a look at it. Plenty of time to get the kick away, and Gavin Minns from behind looked like McSweeney had it covered, and Gavin Minns over the top. Brilliant stuff. Ipswich have answered it.
Fantastic work here by Minns to get up higher, but the bomb from Ralph was a beauty, close to the post. A lot of problems here for McSweeney, who had a shot at it, but Minns high and over the top. Tremendous try, and what a hit back by Ipswich. 5th try of the season for Gavin Minns.
The doubles this afternoon, you won 11 over 4, that's 11 for Ipswich and 4 for Brothers in the Ipswich Jets doubles.
Scott Ward to attempt the conversion right in front and lays it down. He's about 15 metres out. He's taken it back from right behind. We'll see it. No problems there for Scott Ward. He's now scored 104 points for the season. They've got it locked up at 6-all.
In the lead up to this try, the brothers' defence had been very strong. They were there in numbers, but there's one way to go through a defence. Well, it's over the defence. And look at this bomb. It's a beauty. And Minns did everything to perfection. McSweeney with the restart of play, and Minns has got a difficult one and he can't control it. He's knocked that on in the end goal, is he, or referee allowing play on?
Well, that's unbelievable. I'd say the touch judge has given indication to Shane Woodward there that there was no hands in that, but it did appear from where we were there could well have been. It'd be nice to have another look at it. Here we are, Gavin Minns, who was the try scorer. Well, surely there was a hand on that. Again, we're from the back side there, and the touch judge and referee thought otherwise. Ipswich very fortunate.
Not that it was really Gavin Minns' fault. There are a couple of other Jets players who left him in an awkward position when they didn't go for it. But a let-off for Ipswich, and who are back now 30 metres downfield with Matt Ralph about to boot it on the last tackle. He hits it low on the bounce down to McSweeney. Not the best Ralph kick we'll see in the game, I'm sure.
I think it's an indication, though, Warren, that breeze, if anything, is favouring brothers, I'd say. And Matt Ralph, one of the best kickers in the game, has tried to keep it there under the breeze.
Just inside the Ipswich half, Collins gets it away to Orchard. 4 of the 6.
Great play.
He has slipped it back to Douglas, and Douglas is quick. Still going, Aaron Douglas. Good backup from him. Tackle, but penalty now.
And a second tackle there. I think Bickle it was, although Matt Ralph was involved. So was Robbie Bickle. And Aaron Douglas is like lightning. A great pass there from Rob Orchard to get him away. And then that second flopping effect there from Matt Ralph brings about a penalty.
Scott McSweeney with his second shot at goal. First was an easy one and he landed it. This just a little further out, but not a problem for him, but it's missed. Well, he should have put that one between the sticks. Ipswich not paying for that penalty. 6 points all. Ralph drops out over the halfway again, keeping it low underneath that wind. Wainwright on the fingertips, went backwards, that's okay. Now Steve Boothby up there in defence, keeps him on his own side of halfway. Expect that these two teams are really going to go at it, both equal third on the ladder. They need to play for to get up there and challenge to the top sides. When I say equal third, it's not just Ipswich and Brothers who are third, also Wynnum up there.
One of the few times that Ipswich there in that tackle have been able to get up to the advantage line. Brothers making plenty of territory from simple rucks.
Macbeth gets it wide. The decoy runner was Essex. Last tackle coming up now is McSweeney, the fullback, up there in attack. Will play it back now. Ackerman gives it away to Anderson. He kicks towards the goal line. It's going out towards the far corner. And trouble there, and finally run over the touchline by Tony McCarthy. Plenty of good chases coming through from Brothers.
Alan Anderson judged that one perfectly. I thought when he knocked it down, it was a bit of a nothing kick, but it sat nicely for him. Tony McCarthy tidies it up.
Matt Ralph to drop out. Between the sticks, some early pressure here on Ipswich. Deep kick is a pretty good one, and Tim Colloy lost his balance, had to go backwards to regain his balance. Brings it back quickly though, 35 out. Darren Nolan hits it up towards centre field. He's buried in the Ipswich dust. Ralph is in there, always making plenty of tackles, the 5'8". Wainwright quickly away to Rorshley. He keeps it going, but it's left behind and dived on to force the scrum, but promising raid comes to nothing.
Good quick hands by Brothers. Ackerman there just has to juggle it for a moment. That put Orchard off, but there was good quick hands across the line. They created an opportunity. Execution let them down. Ipswich have been under a lot of pressure in the last 5 minutes. They'll value this possession, I'm sure. This time Scott Ward off the base of the scrum. Bickle to dummy half. The wrapping work there by Steve Boothby. And again, the Ipswich forwards wrapping nicely. The big fellow in Clinton Peters. Ryan, it really shows you the effect of the 10-metre rule. Hasn't made a big difference to the game. The ease at which now you can pick up those metres by really simple ruck plays.
And even more so, Dave, that last play, the ball referee was back a good 12 metres to stretch it even more.
And it makes it almost impossible to get up and make the tackle on the advantage line. Not saying it's not a good thing, because it was getting to a stage where it was almost impossible. Bickle there stands up, pops it back for Tabia. This is the last tackle. Brothers have picked it up through Timmy Colloy. He's a good player, little Timmy Colloy. Played in the Colts a couple of years ago with Brothers. Got a lot of ability.
Ipswich completely making a mess of the last tackle there, but now the ball dropped by Brothers, so it's back with Ipswich. A let-off once more for them.
Well, a comedy of errors, and really that was a great opportunity for Brothers. Orchard only had to hang on. This time, Mercy. Ken Mercy can't break away from the tackle. Ackerman just gets a hold of him. Scott Ward to dummy half this time. Looks for support, finds Boothby. Strong Brothers defence, could be Orchard over the top.
Yeah, he's going to call a player out here, referee Shane Woodward. Didn't look to be too much in it, but Rob Orchard, the big front rower, called over and cautioned here. Let's take a look at it. Just
above the shoulder. Deserved of a penalty.
So Orchard stalks back to join his teammates. The penalty goes to Ipswich on the halfway, and Ralph will look for touch. Ralph picks up nearly 20 metres. Beresford gets it in. Bickle to take the tap. Away goes quickly through the hands to Ralph, and Patapia running off him. And it comes back. Ralph loses it, and he has knocked it forward. A disaster on the first tackle for Ipswich.
Well, both sides making errors far too early in the tackle count. Chris Fulton and Don Gala, the respective coaches, would not be pleased. The little ball back from Patapia couldn't be handled.
Brothers ball from the scrum. Alan Anderson now tries to fend away from Matthew O'Brien, who's playing halfback. in the absence of Peter Dodd, who's on the injured list. So too Brad Chicken from the Ipswich side. Barry Collins, good run. Catches them napping, unloads now to Hempstead, who was following the winger. Shane Hempstead knocked down 40 metres out. Tackled by Clinton Peters. Dean Rauchley now. Can't make as much impact as his hooker did out of dummy half, though. Collins is there. Macbeth gets the backs moving, when in fact it's Wainwright just standing a little wide, the rangy second rower. 25 metres out. Last tackle. Penalty against Ipswich. Hanging on in there is Matt Ralph, trying to slow that, play the ball down, but it was the last tackle.
It certainly was, and a great opportunity now for Brothers on that last tackle. They'll get a penalty and a restart.
He actually dislodged the ball, Matt Ralph. I suppose maybe he was fearing the bomb on the last, but they had tackled for 5, and now they have to do it again for another 6 on their goal line. Up comes Darren Nolan, and Dolan's still going. Twists around in the tackle, finally forced back. 5 metres out. Collins to Orchard. Lays it back, they're coming from everywhere. Colloy up the middle goes. The defensive Ipswich read that play well. Now the backs are set. Macbeth, Anderson, McSweeney's up there, slips it to Essex, he goes without it. And another chance goes begging. Brothers have had 2 or 3 opportunities to turn opportunities into tries. And
they're just overrunning that pass there. Essex, all he had to do was hang back a little bit because the overlap had been created. He didn't have to hit the gap, he just had to pass and offload to his winger. Instead the ball went astray, and really Hempstead was the player who could have scored it with ease. Ipswich now to do the hard work. As we say, they're running into a bit of a slight breeze and they're doing it pretty tough. Boothby tries to spin out of a couple of tackles. Ultimately wrestled to the ground by Wainwright. Bickle to Ralph. They're going to kick early on the tackle count. Over the head of Douglas and just finds touch. Great kick, Matt Ralph. Flirting with the touchline. And that's a pressure reliever.
Matt Ralph has picked up a good 50 metres here with a great kick.
Scrum to pack, Brothers put it in. Macbeth. Anderson runs the dummy. Aaron Douglas comes in from the blind side. Ralph wraps him up. Collins out to Rauchley. Rauchley straightens up nicely. He's looked quite dangerous on a couple of occasions. Ralph in cover defence. This time Orchard waits before he hits the line, finds Ackerman.
Brothers going forward all the time.
This time Collins the long pass. Macbeth, Anderson, Tim Colloy wants it, doesn't get it though, finds Essex in behind. Ipswich defence read that one without too much trouble. That's about the 4th tackle. Anderson works out of the blind side, throws the dummy but can't beat Gavin Mims, who did good work out of the marker position. That's the 5th. Macbeth, poor pass, it's a shocker. Pressure on. McSweeney still just gets enough chance to put a kick in, and it's a good one. Scott Ward, takes it well. Took the chance to get it on the full and did well. Tries to straighten up and does so. Gets through the first line. Impossible pass. Tim Colloy's picked it up, and Ipswich have turned it over on the first tackle again.
Well, Scott Ward had done so well to sprint to take that bomb on the full and then losing the ball. I don't know whether he even intended to pass it, David. He just seemed to pop out as he was going to ground. And here's Brothers, only 20 metres out. Can they do it this time? Macbeth hands it away. Nolan gets it back. Out it comes to Anderson. Pull that pass in well. Still going Alan Anderson. Out now to James Wainwright with a few supporters on his right, but didn't give it to them. Now Douglas from dummy half. He slips it away to Anderson. Gets the hands free. Back it comes to Hempstead. Still alive. Intercepted. Intercepted by Ken Mercy for Ipswich. So not for the first time. Brothers blow. The opportunity only a few metres out from the Ipswich goal line. Maybe they should have just spun it a little wider once or twice there.
The Brothers have had a chance to put a couple of tries on after their first one in the first minute of the game, and they've been unable to just get that last pass away.
6-all the score. Now Bickle tries to steal away, but the marker was awake to him. Good tackle. Last one coming up now. Comes out to Ralph. He'll be a key figure right throughout this match. It's a deep kick. And it's a long chase for Scott McSweeney. He's got Shane Hempstead alongside him. Now here come the tacklers. Ken Mercy can't quite get hold of McSweeney, but knocked him off balance. Boothby there to finish him off. Hempstead. Step in amongst them, but Matt Ralph's there in defence. 10 short of halfway. Collins goes to dummy half. Pops it up to Orchard. He forgets it to Rauchley, tearing through them. Great run, Dean Rauchley. Has the support of Ackerman. Call back.
Oh, only just forward too. Great break, that one from Rauchley up the middle. I think it was off Orchard initially, and Ackerman did very well to support Rauchley. Dean Rauchley's caught some damage in the middle of the ruck. Only marginal, but in the opinion of Shane Woodward, it was forward. Scrum to Pat. Ball put in here by O'Brien. Ipswich have found it difficult to get out of their own territory. Be interesting to see the stat at half-time on just, well, the ball's been lost and a penalty. Penalty goes to Ipswich. They'll get out of their own territory now, but certainly time in possession or time in the opposition half must be well and truly favouring the brethren.
Against Chris Essex here. He rolls him over and then doesn't clear away. The tackle was completed once he had him on the ground the first time.
For Tapia. Strong run. Going close to the touchline, but staying in the field of play. Clinton Peters. He's the dummy runner. Support there from Shoesmith. The blindside play this time. Ipswich trying to work something on the blind. Brothers' defence good enough to handle it. This time O'Brien to Ralph. There's only a few Ipswich players out here, so there won't be much happening there. Ralph takes the tackle. O'Brien. Gavin Minns, the captain, tries to break the tackle. Can't do. That's the 5th. They're still outside the 20. Matty Ralph this time. Not a good kick, a real wobbly one. Aaron Douglas. Oh, he's knocked it forward. That should be play on. Off the feet, I'd say it's an Ipswich try. And a bit of trouble afterwards. Scott Ward didn't like the attention of Aaron Douglas, but he's come up with the try. Points are on the board. 3 tries in the match, all coming from kicks. The wind makes it awkward. And really, it was a wobbly old kick, this one from Matt Ralph. Again, all the time in the world. Looked like a little fumble there at dummy half from O'Brien, but a wobbly old kick. Aaron Douglas in good position. Bit of pressure on him. The ball kicked forward by Scott Ward. He grounds it, and definitely a late action there by Aaron Douglas. Here it is again.
Yeah, Ralph kicking into that breeze, and it just drops here on Aaron Douglas, who should have taken it, but he got a little frustrated as Ward toes it through. In comes Douglas, frustrated at his own mistake, and understandably Ward reacts. The only question was whether or not Scott Ward had knocked the ball forward off his legs. Referee said there was no hands in there. Play on, and a good try to Scott Ward. His 10th try of the season.
Scott Ward attempting to convert his own try from the bomb. Scott Maguire warming up there on the touchline to come on for Brothers, as Scott Ward moves in, trying to make it, and he's hit it fairly well. Judged the win to perfection. Maximum points from the try, 12-6 in favour of the Jets after 23 minutes of play.
Ipswich have only been in Brothers half for 2.5 minutes, and in this set of 6 they were going nowhere. Their attack lacked all sorts of flair, but the kick has done the job for the second time. They're going over the top of the Brothers defence for the try. McSweeney with the restart, and Scott Maguire, who played in the Queensland residents team on Friday night against the New South Wales Blues, a regular member at 5'8", will be injected into the play soon, you would think, with the brothers' side down by 6 points.
Aaron Douglas was quite lucky there, Warren, I feel, not giving away an 8-point try. That action of his to come over the top like that after the try has been scored invites the referee to offer an 8-point try.
Handling errors, 7 by brothers, only 4 by Ipswich. But I've got to say that Ipswich in attack don't seem to have a lot of cohesion so far in the match. Their defence has been working hard enough, but brothers look more likely to make breaks.
I think it could well be the benefit of that breeze, Warren. With the breeze at your back, it's like running downhill. Ipswich, on the other hand, are feeling the effects, not getting the flow on, and that go-forward play that brothers are.
Now Ackerman running from dummy half, but he's chased. Good work by Beresford, it was, from the wing. Orchard now.
Talk about go-forward play. Rob Orchard, I should say, has certainly provided that for brothers this afternoon. So is this fellow in Collins.
Collins, one of the 4 Redcliffe players, former Redcliffe players in the brothers' pack. Last tackle coming up now as it goes back to McSweeney. Minns was giving chase. McSweeney launches the kick and it bounces off this hard Ipswich surface. And will it go dead? It does. Bit of breeze, a bit of bounce off that concrete surface, and it went dead.
Restart with a 20-metre tap. Ipswich to bring it back out. Clinton Peters gets the 10 metres. This time the dummy run by Minns. Fires it up to Shoesmith. Good defence though by Wainwright to wrap him up, ball and all. Boothby. Pretty basic play by Ipswich, but effective. They're getting it up toward the halfway line. Ralph this time decides to run it forward. Fires the pass up. It was a dangerous one. Well taken by O'Brien, but he was under a lot of pressure from his opposite number. Matt Ralph calling the shots. Little pass back to Matt Ralph. Brothers' defence, though, concentrated around the ball. That's the 5th. Ralph is the kicker. He's playing the ball. Ipswich's match plan a little bit out of sorts there, but a good kick from Robbie Bickle gets them out of trouble, kicking out of the dummy half position.
Better play by Ipswich, despite getting themselves into the awkward position. We saw a lovely pass from Boothby back to Ralph. He was tackled, but then Bickle taking over from dummy half. And if Bickle can kick like that from dummy half, he should do it more often. The scrum packing only 10 metres out from the brothers' line. And chance for Ipswich to put a bit of power defence on. That's Colloy. Oh, look, this is Orchard, though, revving up, getting up to top speed, giving a little bit of room to move, making good ground up to the 25-metre mark. Make it 35. Ackerman now. Ipswich defence stiffer this time. Shane Shoesmith meets him. Also in there was Minns. Slowly off the tackle, though, Gavin Minns. He complains to the referee that it wasn't his fault, but the penalty's gone to brothers.
He feels he was being held down, actually, so complaining, but it won't do him any good. Ackerman gets the penalty. McSweeney to look for touch.
How much ground can McSweeney gain? 25 metres, pretty good kick. Most importantly, finds touch. But he has taken it within 25 metres now of the Ipswich line. Up they go with Darren Nolan. He and Orchard doing their job in the front row, hitting it up hard. Now it's Wainwright. The big players coming. Where's it coming from? Paul Macbeth is calling the shots out in centre field. Here comes Orchard off him. Gives it to him now. Rob Orchard hurtles towards the post. The defence copes with him well enough, though. Shoesmith. Away goes Collins from dummy half.
Lost it.
Referee was unsighted. He looked to his touch judge. No call from the touchy. Out it goes to Rauchley. Still going. Dean Rauchley strong. He gets away from Shoesmith. And finally tackled by Ralph. One more to go now for brothers. Macbeth puts a little kick through, but it'll go dead. For the second time, they've kicked the ball over that dead ball line to relieve the pressure.
Poor option, that one from Paul Macbeth. Very close to the try line. Worth running it from there. The little kick was far too hard. Comfortably over the dead ball line, and the pressure off for the Jets.
12-6 in favour of Ipswich over brothers.
11 minutes to go up to half-time, and a penalty coming the way of the Jets here, I'd say. A high shot. Let's have another look as we see Gavin Minns take the ball up, and over the top comes Collins. You must not go above the shoulders. Second penalty in the match for high tackles. You wouldn't call them malicious by any means, but certainly on the high side.
No, you're right, David. Not a lot of viciousness in that tackle, but it's interesting, as I understand it, in rugby union, the rule is you must tackle below the armpits, and maybe that's the way rugby league should be going.
I think there's a lot of merit in it. There's too fine a line to say you can't go above the shoulders. You've only got to be out by a millimetre and you're in trouble. I think there'll be a lot of merit in it, and it might even improve the ball handling, because players will be in a better position to try and offload.
Here's Patapia. Of course, that is what's causing the high tackles. Defenders trying to stop the offloads, lock up the ball, as well as the man. Here's Minns in centre field. Ralph calling the shots. O'Brien comes across to him now. Fires the pass out to Ward, the fullback, up in the line.
Good defence by Rob Orchard. He read it very well to rush up in the line along with Nolan.
A little bunch, though, the Ipswich players here.
Scott Maguire is now on. That'll help the brethren in terms of their organisation and kicking.
Saltner giving chase here as Ralph put pressure on Douglas again. Douglas equal to the task this time. He's fast. He's up over the 30, over the 40 now. They're coming from everywhere to try and cut him off. He loses the ball in the Ralph tackle. Ralph, the kicker, had done well to get across on Douglas. Now close to the touchline. It is an Ipswich ball. Up comes Tony McCarthy with it.
Magnificent tackle by Matt Ralph. He'd put the kick up, the little dash down the blind side, perilously close to the touchline. Here's Douglas. He comes back, and Matt Ralph read it beautifully. The attempted step on the inside, crashing tackle, dislodges the ball, and the opinion of the referee, the ball had not actually been touched by Matt Ralph, and therefore the player from Ipswich could come from that position to pick it up. And here is a very fortunate penalty for the Jets. A chance now from 30 metres out to either try for two.
Brothers inside the 10 here, Richard Ackerman and Chris Essex moving up very quickly as well, but Ackerman was pinged, and Ward will shoot for goal.
In the Ipswich side, number 12, Richard Walsh, replaces number 10, Shane Shoesmith.
For Ipswich, Richard Walsh comes onto the field for Shane Shoesmith as Scott Ward, second highest point scorer in the competition, lines this up. He will have to allow for the breeze going into him and across him. 2 from 2 so far. How good's his judgment? Here it is. It looks pretty good from the boot. The wind getting hold of it, but it's a good kick. Fine kick indeed by Scott Ward from good 35 metres out. So Ipswich stretched to a lead of 14 points to 6.
Well, this afternoon's football brought to you by today's sponsors.
Scott Maguire is on the field for Brothers now, and there he is with the kick. David, 14 points to 6 to the Jets, but I'm not so sure that that's a fair indication of the play.
No, you're probably right, Warren. Brothers have probably had more chances, but they've been unable to convert. They scored in the first minute of the game from a bomb. Ipswich have replied with 2 tries from bombs, interestingly enough. And then that penalty they've just got then has edged them out to that handy 8-point lead into the breeze.
Now, Richard Walsh, he won our man of the match a couple of weeks ago in Ipswich's win over the competition leaders Redcliffe, then leaders. So he's injected into the fray 10 minutes before half-time.
He's lost it. Clinton Peters, I think it was, trying to wrestle his way up to get to his feet. He's lost the ball. And this is just the chance Brothers were looking for coming into half-time.
Stay there. Easy.
Beth to put it in. This is a big push from Ipswich and screwing the scrum. Coming out the Ipswich way, but Shane Woodward not happy. And we'll ask for it to go in again.
Element of surprise lost now for Ipswich.
Yes, rest assured, brothers will be ready for this one. Macbeth again to put it in. No problems this time, straight in the second row. Looks for Maguire on the left. Maguire steps back on the inside, comes up close to the scrum. Punch up in the scrum for Tapia. Orchard.
And trading it well and truly.
There's plenty of players out of play now. Ackerman goes down the left-hand side. Looks on the inside for support. Oh, big punches going in.
We haven't got enough cameras. It's 7 against 7 where the football is.
Oh, plenty going in here. Let's follow the play.
Maguire gives it out to
Looks for support. He said we've run out of players.
Now Hempstead's got it.
Woodward's blowing the whistle at the critical time.
Well, Hempstead has scored in the corner, but the referee has blown the whistle, so it's going to come back to the fight, which has been going on for a couple of minutes. And really, I don't know about Shane Woodward's judgment there in blowing the whistle at that point after letting it go so long.
Well, I'd say he's only just realised, Warren, that the fight was on. It just came into his view.
He must have thought there were a few players missing.
It was only half the players. We were playing about a 7-a-side, Hong Kong sevens. And for Tapia, he was certainly laying them on. I was trying to watch both at the one time, and all I could hear was the punches landing.
What about Dean Rochley? When he thought that he must have had 3 or 4 men outside him, he looked for support, there was nobody there.
Certainly broke the two front right now. Have a look. Here, it came from the scrum. Fatapia didn't like the bit of attention he got.
From Orchard.
Toe-to-toe, Orchard and Fatapia. Like a couple of windmills. Not a great deal landing at that stage. Oh, there's a big one there from Nolan.
Costa Zoo would be proud of that one.
And 10 minutes for Rob Orchard. And not finished yet. Richard Fatapia going to have a spell as well.
The penalty's gone to Ipswich after all of that. So it's cost both teams a player. It's cost Brothers a try. And Ipswich come away with a penalty.
Well, Shane Woodward would have got a report from the touch judge to decide who was at fault there. And I'm sure he would be greatly relieved to hear that the Jets started it, because he pulled up the try. And now 12 on 12. The Brothers started it, I should say.
Yeah, Rob Orchard has to wear it. Now Bickle with the tap on halfway, and Clinton Peters thunders forward. It's 12 against 12. 4 minutes remaining till half-time. Ipswich leading 14-6. Here's Richard Walsh. A few extra spaces out there, either side of half-time. Minns got the good pass back from Walsh. 30 metres out, Shane Woodward right in over the play the ball area, waving him back. Walsh has another go. Strong defence, though, by Barry Collins, lifting and driving. Ralph now, up to the line he goes, crashes through Ackerman, still going Matt Ralph.
Good cover from Collins, just in time, along with Ackerman.
Which way are they going to go? To the right. The kick from O'Brien, the regather just fails to get it in. The tackle of Wainwright. It's come loose. Wainwright tackling O'Brien almost prematurely there as he went to regather his own grubber.
I agree, Warren. This was very close. I guess Wainwright was committed and O'Brien couldn't get to it. Scrum to pack, Brothers now. Surely we'll get this one out. Again, the scrum screwing. Macbeth comes out the blind side, covered by his opposite number at O'Brien. Anderson. Not a bad little scoot out of dummy half. Ralph the tackler. Collins, no. Aaron Douglas it is. He'll scoot it. Only a couple of minutes up to half-time. 12 on 12 with two players in the bin, the two front rowers. Rorschley again the step. Barry Collins, he's been a danger out of that dummy half, but his opposite number in Bickle covers him. That's the fifth. Ackerman. The little left footer, only a little chip it is, and out on the full.
Poor kick.
Well, pretty fancy forward flick though from Richard Ackerman, from off the back straight to his feet. Be nice to see that again.
Ackerman clearly not the regular kicker by that effort. He had plenty of time to think about it, even though he was dumped by Minns after he got the kick away.
And look at the athleticism here of Richard Ackerman. The ball's gone out in the full. You wouldn't believe it, would you? I'll just get back up again. Not bad. He does those flips better than he kicks.
Penalty against Brothers for holding down in the tackle. Ralph will look for touch. Getting down towards the final minute of the first half. So a set of 6 to go for Ipswich.
Very important 60 seconds this to the outcome of the match.
8 points the difference. Peters.
Good defence.
Now O'Brien juggles Ralph to Walsh. Tore onto it, Richard Walsh, but it was strong defence by Wainwright. O'Brien picking up Jamie Peters, I think it is, out on the field now. Jamie Peters, jersey 14. Ralph switches play. Mims, who's been in everything, gets it back. Jamie Peters has a go. They hang off him for some reason. Still going is Jamie Peters. Twisting around, only a couple of metres out. Ralph goes to the right, wants it, gets it, gives it to Saltner. Saltner very close, held up. One tackle to go now. Play the ball was a quick one. They dive.
He's got it down.
Bickle has rolled over, and
Shane
the try is award.
He got there late, Shane Woodward, and ultimately decided the ball was down by Matty Ralph. Could have been a held-up situation, but he decided he got it down just in time. Worth seeing on the replay.
18-6 to Ipswich. So it was Ralph who arrived just in time. Here he is firing the pass out to Aaron Saltner, I think it was, who went very close. Saltner it is. He's within a few inches of the line. And while on the ground there, the quick play the ball, and Ralph came diving in. Now, was he stopped? No, I think he had continuing momentum, and he got it down.
Alan Anderson wasn't happy. This will be a good angle, this. You'll see exactly what happens. Saltner goes very close. Now watch Matt Ralph. He runs to the dummy half position and therefore gets a little bit of extra momentum and then goes low, spins, and, well, he takes time to get it down. The referee now coming around spots it. He's happy, and Ipswich have extended their lead to 18 points to 6. His 7th try of the season to Matt Ralph.
Righto. It did prove to be a vital set of 6. Right on the half-time siren. Scott Ward now will attempt to convert Matt Ralph's try. Ralph appeared to have continuing movement as he was writhing around in the tackle. Now, can Ward really make the brothers' side pay? Hits it well, but not well enough. And at half-time, very handy lead indeed to the Ipswich Jets over past brothers. It's 18 points to 6.
Half-time score, Ipswich gets 18, Brothers 6. For Ipswich, ties to Gavin Mims, Scott Ward and Matt Ralph. Scott Ward kicked 3 goals. For Brothers, a try to 6, Essex. Scott McQueen kicked 1 goal. Half-time, Jets 18, Brothers 6. The patrons who have tickets in the Metro raffle.
Second half underway, and what a second half it promises to be. Ipswich leading 18 points to 6. Brothers no doubt feeling that they can get back into this one, though. They've had their chances. Ipswich favoured by the breeze in the second half. Top tacklers for Ipswich, Robbie Bickle, the hooker, and Gavin Minns, the captain with 12, and Matt Ralph from 5/8 with 10. For Brothers, James Wainwright 14, Barry Collins has got 13 and Dean Rauchley 11.
Still 12 on 12 too, because Rob Orchard and also Richard Fatapia are still in the sin bin. They'll have another couple of minutes to go as Ipswich do well to find touch deep inside Brothers territory.
Deep kick by Ralph did the job there, and the Ipswich coach Chris Fullerton joins us. Well, Chris, you must be pleased with the intensity of your players, considering the pressure they're under, not knowing whether they're going to be paid this season.
Well, I thought for the first 10 or 15 minutes, mate, I thought we started very slowly, and I didn't think our intensity was there. We picked it up a little bit 20 minutes or so into the second half, but yeah, the players have given a commitment that they're going to give full support to the club, mate, for the rest of the season, and I was very glad to hear that.
Yeah, well, more importantly, we hope that the club will continue. But you mentioned the intensity. It seemed to me that the defensive intensity wasn't too bad, but there was a lack of cohesion in attack early on.
Yeah, I agree with that, mate, particularly bringing the ball out. I think we should have had our runners a little bit better organised. We're looking for runners there a couple of times, mate, but the defence has been pretty hard on both sides, so but we should have organised our attack a little bit better, especially bringing the ball out.
Chris, when we spoke this morning, you said the boys have had a bit of a problem about going to sleep in the second half. Did that get a mention at half time?
It sure did, mate. It sure did. We certainly spoke about that, and I noticed as the boys were coming off the field, a few of them were even saying that, you know, that the second half we certainly want to keep our intensity up.
And the kick downfield a little while ago there by Matt Ralph, obviously with the advantage of the breeze in the second half, plenty of use of that.
Yeah, mate, he's a great line kicker, and we'll try and use his kicking game to our best advantage, mate. Of course, we've got to chase that well and hold them down there.
Not only his kicking game, but just his general attitude to the game. Would Matt Ralph be the inspiration in this side, particularly without Peter Dodd on the field?
Well, mate, I think a lot of him. I think he's a real good footballer, and there goes another one downtown. Yeah. He's a real good footballer,
having
mate.
Said that, I should throw in Gavin Minns. He seems to be playing inspirational football.
Well, Gavin, of course, is our captain of the Jets, and he's also been named the Australian Universities captain. So Gavin certainly is a good leader. He's a very good talker, and quite a smart person as well. You know, he thinks a lot about the game, and he certainly's got a big input into the team.
All right, Chris, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Warren and David.
Matt Ralph there upending the Brothers player, and almost a spear tackle. I think he just released him. He's still hurtling vertically. Here it is with Brothers on the attack through Essex, only 10 metres out here. Into dummy half goes Macbeth, organising to the right. It's Collins. He's got Maguire there. He fires a long pass. Carving his way forward is Anderson. He's unable to break through. Still 15 out. It's Maguire again. He's taking over the direction of play on the last tackle here. Anderson fires it out to Macbeth. He's got men outside. A pass on the ground. 6 more tackles. Peters makes the tackle, but it's back to the start of the set of 6 for Brothers. And they're only 20 metres out here. Away goes Colloy. Very quick off the mark. Ipswich right on their goal line. Collins. Macbeth comes across field, goes himself. Still almost away. Ipswich are short on this side. Wainwright's got to get rid of it to them. He gets it to Essex. Essex for the line. He dives and he's over. Brothers have scored a try. It looked for a moment as if they'd bombed another one because they had an overlap on this touchline. Didn't get it out through Wainwright, but he eventually gave the big one-handed offload to Chris Essex, who came back looking for the space, and he found it. Here is Wainwright standing, delivering. Essex did well to support him, and finally Ipswich broken.
Chris Essex, his second try for the match, this time backing up James Wainwright, does well after getting an awkward pass, just manages to stone his feet, got the call from Chris Essex, brushes away from Salter, and Brothers in for an early try in the second half.
Brothers coach Don Gaylor will be very pleased with that. Don, they had a few chances in the first half and didn't take all of them.
Yeah, Warren, I think we tried to look for too many chances out wide, and I think the chances were up the middle, and I think we crewed a lot of scoring opportunities just by pushing an extra pass past the edge of the ruck.
Don, we'll just watch now as Scott Maguire lines up this kick. Scott Maguire, who was on duty in the Queensland residence on Friday evening and therefore a late start to the match, lines it up, hooks it though, no goal. And therefore only the 4 points. Don, the decision not to start Scott Maguire, is he okay from Friday night?
Yeah, David, yeah, Scotty's all right. He went through probably played about 60 minutes of Friday night's game, so he wasn't able to train with the team all week, so we just started with Ando at 5'8" and brought Scotty into it later on.
Don, coming into this game, you've got a mixed record. 2 weeks ago, you beat East. Last week, beaten by West. I mean, what is happening with the Brothers side today compared to previous performances?
I think we're probably not showing the urgency with the ball, Warren. Like, I'm pretty happy with our defence. Like, they've scored 2 from a kick, 2 from kicks and 1 from dummy half. But our general defence has been fairly good. But we're really just trying to force our attack, and that may be out of a bit of frustration over the last couple of weeks. But I think if they settle down and just start rolling forward in this game, they can get back into it.
Yeah, no desperation or panic out there, because it just seemed in the first half they could easily have been even on the scoreboard, but in fact they were trailing by 12 points.
Yeah, they probably could have been there, but we weren't there, and that's just the cold hard fact. So we just need to hold the ball, control it for sets of 6. We're making plenty of yardage with our forwards, so no, there's no panic yet. We'll get into the game, and you know, I'm pretty hopeful that we can pull up a win out of this anyway, Warren.
Okay, Don, thanks for joining us.
Okay, bye.
And there's Brothers putting the kick into the corner, but it's knocked dead by Tony McCarthy.
Perfect start to the second half this from Brothers. They've got a try on the board, and now after a good set of 6 to bring it against the wind, Scott Maguire calling the shots, just rolls it into the in-goal area, and McCarthy coming back to knock it dead. More pressure now for the Jets.
Matt Ralph with the dropout, and look at this distance. He's got nearly 60 metres there. Colloy took it on the boot and had to chase after it. Still plenty of time to regather because it was such a deep kick. It really is an ace up your sleeve when you've got a kicker who can get depth at that distance. Orchard, good strong running by him, takes up where he left off in the first half. He's 30 metres out. Collins is in a dummy half, but the penalty's gone against Gavin Minns. Not the first time in the game that he has been penalised for holding on and slowing them down.
Brothers are getting a good roll on, and Rob Orchard has been to the bin. He's throwing his arms around a bit. The penalty to Brothers, they've decided not to go for goal, but to keep the pressure on.
18-10 in favour of Ipswich. Brothers with a chance here. Strong running by Darren Nolan, who slips to ground. Almost got a high tackle because he slipped. Now it's Orchard. Not far out again. They're camping down there this half. Collins gives it away to Colloy. Using him, but with no decoys. He was pretty much a sitting duck there. He was the only one coming for the ball. Macbeth, Anderson, looks out towards Douglas now. Douglas off his left foot. Ipswich across, plenty of defence there. Ralph again, one of the men involved. Macbeth pops it up well. Rorshley is 10 out. Last tackle coming now. Maguire on the last. Kick straight across field, or may have actually deflected. Brothers have got it, but that's a handover as Wainwright ended up being tackled with it.
Yeah, and a little knock on, I think, too, by James Wainwright. The ball only deflecting off Ipswich, and therefore not a restart of the tackle count. So Ipswich have been under enormous pressure in this first half. They've conceded in the second half, the early minutes of the second half. They've conceded 1 try. Now their job is no errors to get it out to a fair distance away from the try line and knock it downfield. That's how they go. See how they go about doing it. Clinton Peters brings it forward. Not the same go-forward play that Brothers have got. For Tapia, loses it. The ball's gone on the ground. Offside, actually. The last man to touch it, and then forward to Jamie Peterson. Certainly not the urgency in the Ipswich play. Well, Brothers will capitalise on it.
This is a critical area here by Fatapia. They just couldn't afford that. Ipswich have been under a lot of pressure. They've given the ball back to Brothers, and look at this, only 25 metres out.
Nolan this time takes an easy 10 metres, charging toward the try line. Brothers have got players set out in midfield. Dummy play, finds Orchard on the outside. He's been destructive, and he's been destructive there as he gets thumped back into the turf. Maguire calling the shots. Back on the inside, McSweeney fires it out. Back on the inside again, a good stepping run here from Brothers in Bradkey. Fires it up again, little pass out the back. Very close now, Brothers. Collins comes across, fires it back to Orchard. Orchard will be hard to stop. Good brick wall defence. I think Gavin Minns put his body on the line. Little pass out here to Maguire, throws the dummy, goes himself, looks to support, can't get it away. That's the 5th. Chances on the right-hand side. Timmy Colloy will be hard to stop, spins out and gets across the try line. No, short.
Handover.
Tim Kalloy, oh so close.
Well, what tremendous defence by Ipswich. Brothers were throwing everything at them there. This was good football by Brothers for a set of 6, and that ball is just short of the line. Colloy stretching out.
He needed to have longer arms, Timmy Colloy, because he was at full stretch and just couldn't make it.
But you've got to take your hat off to that defence, David, because Brothers put it together very well. They had a lot of support play there.
They sure did, and Ipswich just hung on, as we've seen them do in previous matches here when they beat East, well, they drew with East and then beat Redcliffe. They've been tenacious in hanging on, and here's a handy penalty.
And interesting, too, as the penalty goes against Brothers here.
Rob Orchard again, he's been penalised a couple of times, and they're not allowing Walsh to get back to his feet quickly.
Getting late in the tackle count. Brothers had the fullback and both wingers back. They were very deep, looking for Ralph's searching kicks.
Special warning there for Rob Orchard with the captain in Barry Collins coming across, because Orchard's been, well, he's been to the bin and he's been questioned a couple of times. The big fella, he's had a good game, but he'll need to just settle down.
Ralph finds touch on the halfway. What a contrast to the previous set of 6 where they lost the ball and gave Brothers the chance to go oh so close to scoring.
No, Warren, even though Ipswich are defending well, they don't seem to be attacking with the same sort of zest, as if they're on hold when they've got the ball and only really give it 100% when they haven't.
Chris Fullerton seemed to pinpoint his front rowers as being the men who had to hit it up harder to get them going in that momentum. He was talking about that a few moments back.
No doubt Orchard and Nolan have had it over their opponents.
Here comes out to Minns. Minns is tackled, 30 out, attracting plenty of defence. Ralph now, one off. The ruck outside him is O'Brien. He shrugs off one tackle, got rid of Maguire. There was plenty of defence moving up on the inside to trap him. Last tackle coming up, 28 metres out. Ralph goes for the field goal and he shoots it straight through. Excellent kick by Ralph. He takes the lead out to 9 points now, 19 to 10. I thought as it went to Ralph, will he think about the field goal? And I thought, no, he won't, but he did.
Interesting tactic here from Matt Ralph. Doesn't give him the 2 converted tries, but it gives him 1 converted and 1 ordinary one. 1 unconverted try, plus the field goal. Handy buffer, 9 points. Still plenty of time for the brethren.
I know that Matt Ralph has steered this Ipswich ship very well to a couple of wins in recent times. I'm not sure I agree with him going for the field goal there. I think I would have kept the pressure on them, looked for a dropout, maybe looked for running it and come up with a try.
It always takes the risk to have a shot for a field goal early in the match, or at this stage when it's not in the dying stages of the game, because there's still plenty of time for the opposition. What they can ill afford now is an error inside their own territory. What you've done, you've put play from one end of the field to the other for the benefit of 1 point.
Well, I've declared myself, we'll see if Ipswich win 19-18. He's dead right, Matt Ralph. Here they are, 20 short of halfway. Bickle out to Ralph. He'll go deep with that torpedo. It's a great-looking kick, and Aaron Douglas is well infield, and he's been caught out of position there, I've got to say, Douglas. There's one wasted, though.
Good defence from Anderson to make sure he tackled out of that marker position.
O'Brien wasn't too sure where he was going, but Tapia seems to be firing up now. He's 30 metres out as he's knocked over centre field. Richard Walsh, he goes straight through, gets it away to Bickle. Bickle almost through, just needed another metre of speed and he was away. Beresford to O'Brien, to Ralph, they've got numbers on the right. Minns has got to get rid of it. Out it comes to Ward. Ward goes himself, untouched, he goes over the line, finally ankle tap. Did he ground the ball? Referee Woodward is going to allow him to improve the position. Awards the try now in a handy position to convert. Ipswich 23, Brothers 10. Ipswich well on the way to a win. Thanks to some fine handling here. Concerted pressure. Finally it was Beresford. Went in, they got the ball across through the half, through the 5-8. Minns did well. He selected Ward out of plenty of runners. And Ward thought, why risk a pass when I can get there myself? And he's done the job well. Scott Ward in for the try. Aaron Bickle did well in the lead up to that try. They made inroads. Ward trying to stretch this out to a 15-point lead. Oh, he can't do it. That's a horror kick. And will he regret that one? 23-10. In it goes from Shane Perry. They've got a lot of work to do here, brothers. The time just starting to get away a little. Just over 16 minutes to go. And the referee puts a man in the bin. It's one of the Ipswich players.
Could be Matt Ralph.
It is Ralph.
Gavin Minns walking in to say cool it down, but Matt Ralph, did he interfere in the play the ball again? Because Scott Maguire certainly made it clear that it was he who interfered with him last time. Certainly was, and that's good refereeing by Shane Woodward. He's not going to tolerate repeated infringements from the same player.
Just wondering whether it was the repeated infringements or whether Ralph also added something to end up in the bin, but either way, he's gone.
And it could be costly too. 12 men now, and Brothers are capable of putting points on back-to-back.
Well, now we find out whether Ipswich can play without Ralph, their kicker and organiser. Away it goes as Rauchley finds a bit of space out wide. 10 metres inside the Ipswich half, 6 tackles to go. Colloy feeds it back to Ackerman. He throws a loose pass, a risky pass, but it's come off for them. Anderson stepping nicely, and suddenly the Ipswich defence looks threadbare. Collins gets it to Maguire, 2 men outside him. Douglas is fast, but Saltner takes him, ball and all, swings him to ground. Referee says play it. He was about to bounce to his feet, though. He has been hurt in that tackle as he hit the ground hard. Collins now, easy space for him, galloping in for what should be a try. It's a big front row, Darren Nolan taking in the tackle, but it is a try. Scott Ward couldn't hold him up, and Darren Nolan scores an important try. Brothers aren't dead yet. Kick to come, it's 23 points to 18.
Well read here by Barry Collins, spotted on the blind side. Ipswich were asleep. Nolan, plenty of room to move. Hasn't seen that much daylight for a while.
He's close to the touch line. He's got it high, but I don't think it's going to go the distance. No, very close though. Useful attempt by Maguire. The gap is 9 points. Ipswich 23, Brothers 14.
Playing 12 men with Matt Ralph in the bin. Collins does well to spot this deficiency on the blind side. Nolan just having a spell out there, gets the ball. Takes it across the try line. Brothers now get it back to 23-14.
Darren Nolan, the try scorer, goes to the bench. He's hit pretty hard in what was a good attempt by Scott Ward to stop him. Might be just being rested though. Scott Ward kicks deep down to the Brothers goal line. And 1 man down still, Ipswich. They are really going to have to lift their effort. Brothers hungry. Wainwright gives it the charge, skirts wide. And once again, there's not too much Ipswich defence there either. Ackerman to Orchard. He's been willing all day. No frills, straight ahead, taking them on. Perry gets it out to Rauchley, towards the edge of the ruck. Got the pass back. It was fairly late, but the referee hadn't called held. Collins to Orchard. Great support play by Rob Orchard. Front row, he's just had a hit up, but he's there to support his hooker. Have numbers everywhere at the moment. Anderson to Maguire, changes direction, gets it out to Rauchley. He'll steam all the way himself, reaches out, does the job. Dean Rauchley might have been a little bit selfish, had men on his outside, but he's got to the line, and that's what counts. That justifies it. Ipswich 23, Brothers 18, kick to come. What an exciting finish is coming here. Down to 12 men. Ipswich just without enough tacklers here. Maguire changes direction, had plenty of support here. Dean Rauchley had them in 2 minds, and the stretch out makes the line.
Good attack from Brothers. They backed up well to get to this position. Alan Anderson spots the deficiency there. Scott Maguire comes in and cuts out. That created all sorts of problems for the defence. And then Rauchley, who's run well all day, gets his just desserts for a good try.
Yeah, he has played strongly throughout. 4th try of the season for him. Now Scott Maguire, he's just missed an attempt at conversion, which was much harder than this one though. He gives it a chance, but it's waved away, so there's 4 points he hasn't been able to pick up, and it's 2 tries in 3 minutes for Brothers, making the most of their extra man. And it's not over yet, the torment for Ipswich, who lead by 5 points, but that lead is being rapidly whittled away. Here's Collins, who's giving them direction. Still 4 more minutes before Matt Ralph will come back onto the field.
The Brothers were able to charge downfield with some good ruck play and some good backup in the preceding set of 6. And they'll be looking for a similar result.
Collins with a fine dash out of dummy half, sends them backwards once more. Now it's Ackerman, he's getting in close, getting in among the hard stuff. Offloaded a pass a little while ago, it was caused some danger. Now Maguire kicking on the last, he decided to go deep, to Scott Ward. And I fancy Maguire had in mind the short kick, and he had plenty of chases there if he'd done it.
And he had plenty of chances to run it as well. There was an overlap for Brothers if they elected to run on that 5th tackle. Instead, he decided otherwise.
I think if he could have that one again, he would do something different. Kick straight down the fullback's throat. And he has plenty of support.
A big day for the Greg Vivas family, because their youngest son in Grant making his debut for Brothers. He's come on in number 17. And that was him involved in that tackle. Of course, Greg captained Australia a number of years ago. Here's a short little kick.
O'Brien's put it through and he regathers. He's fast, he steps well. He's away from Douglas. How quick is he? Ackerman gives chase. Douglas hauling him in now. O'Brien doesn't need to throw a silly pass. He's got it away to McCarthy. McCarthy's got it. Last tackle coming up now, 15 metres out. What a burst from Matthew O'Brien, the little halfback. It goes to Aaron Saltner. It is the last tackle. They've got to do something useful. Patapia collects the ball. Walsh has lost it. And you've really got to blame Aaron Saltner for not putting some direction into what he was doing there.
Absolutely. He idled across the field, Aaron Saltner, on that 6th tackle. What he had to do was either dash or pass. What a great run, though, by the little halfback in O'Brien. And a good chase, too, by Aaron Douglas. O'Brien, I'm sure, thought he was going to make it. Aaron Douglas out of the clouds. O'Brien pops the ball back on the inside, finds support, but then Ipswich couldn't go on with it.
It was a big play from O'Brien, wasn't it? Inside his own territory to try the little kick through, but he got plenty of confidence, obviously, and it came up trumps. Now it's Maguire settling things down for Brothers. There's now 9 minutes left. Brothers trailing by 5. It's 23-18 in favour of the Jets. They've shown plenty of courage today to put the distractions of all their financial worries out of their mind and just play football. Brothers are hungry, though. Here comes Maguire. He fires a pass, knocked down by McCarthy. McCarthy never back his 10 metres, says the referee.
And on the 5th tackle as well. That's inexcusable, that from McCarthy, Tony McCarthy. And Brothers now with a chance to go on the attack again. Still against 12 men.
Done it pretty well today, Brothers, considering Peter Robinson, their star halfback, is out of action with a broken hand, and a few other players pulling out, like Ricky Hewinson, for example.
That
Here they go.
helped Orchard the pass up from Collins. Here's Scott Maguire.
Out of 2 tackles, slides for the line. He skidded over, I think, to try. Try to Scott Maguire. And one of the Ipswich players slams the ball down. Junior Toga is furious, but I don't know what he's got to complain about. Maybe his own player's defence.
Rob Orchard, great work. This fella's had a sensational game. Charges at the defensive line, pops the ball back. Perfect front rowers play. Up through Collins, who was just waiting there for the support. Scott Maguire dashes through, showing the value of his representative experience. And when not held, you can...
McSweeney to put them in front, down by 1 point. He lands it from right in front. So Brothers hit the lead. They've trailed for so long and now lead 24-23.
Brothers have scored 3 tries in a matter of about 8 minutes. Orchard pops it up beautifully. Collins just delivers. The dummy by Scott Maguire. A bit of acceleration. The last tackle from Mercy can't hold him. And Scott Maguire quite entitled to progress the ball. And there's the man who's been away for 10 minutes, Matt Ralph. And in that time, Brothers have scored 3 tries and hit the lead after trailing 23-10. So what an important sin bin that was for the Ipswich Jets.
Well, Matt Ralph must be a shattered man, and he must be so determined to try and make amends. But there goes Chris Essex skirting around them. Matt Ralph, who was steering the Ipswich ship in organisation and kicks, playing such a strong game in defence as well. And there he is in for a tackle off the field for 10 minutes, and Brothers scored 3 tries.
They've certainly looked good, Brothers. They brought it forward well against a strong breeze. There's Grant Vivas. Up quickly to play the ball. Dean Rorschley. He gets out of the dummy half position, but driven back in the tackle. That's the 5th. Brothers will look to just pin Ipswich deep inside their territory and say, get near the line if you can. Alan Anderson, rubber kicks it through. Awkward bounce, this one. Brothers Ackerman in possession. It's still the 5th tackle. Pops it out the back. Scott Ward gets a hold of it. That'll be a changeover. And Ipswich now to have to take it 90 metres back upfield. There's a player down for Brothers. The trainer calling for assistance. I think it's Alan Anderson. He was the one who put the grubber kick through. And down getting attention back 40 metres out is Alan Anderson. Up now to his feet. Let's have another look. Anderson had put the kick through. Well, certainly late there from Jamie Peters, and could easily have been a penalty. None of the officials spotted it, in particular the touch judges, and therefore Ipswich now with a chance to bring it back out. They trail by a point. Clinton Peters, and they're deep inside their territory.
And there's 5 minutes to go here as Gavin Minns, who played so strongly earlier in the game, has been a little quieter in the last flurry from Brothers, though. Brothers have had all the ball and have made the most of it.
Really, Ipswich have made little with the ball in this second half. They've been running downwind, and I think, Warren, you said there at one stage that they seem to be relying on the kicking game of Matt Ralph, and only that. And here again, 5 tackles eaten up, and they're only 30 metres out. Ralph
launches the kick past Douglas. Douglas is going way back, but Ralph's kick is a superb kick. From his own 30-metre, he's found touch 8 metres out from the opposition goal line. What a magnificent effort from Matt Ralph, but the fact is that Brothers will have the feed.
He's had a great game, Matt Ralph, while he's been on the field, but the damage has been done while he's been off the field. 3 tries to Brothers to get them in front, 24-23.
And it goes from Perry. Brothers have got it now. They cannot afford a mistake here. 4 minutes to go in the match. One mistake is exactly what Ipswich want here. They have to get the ball back. Douglas. Of course, Maguire, who's played a big part in Brothers' resurgence, is now off the field, so they have to do it without him.
Orchard again getting it away to Collins.
And Collins sprints over the halfway. Goes to the big goose step, it looked like, as he comes to the fullback, but Ward dumps him. But that was poor defence by the Jets. They've let them escape from their own 20. Shane Perry is hit hard. Can't be indecisive. You've got to take them on. You can't just sit there and wait for them to hit you. Wainwright is tackled 22 metres out. What will the Brothers' tactics be here on the last tackle? Up it goes, or at least the kick ahead from McSweeney, taken on the full in the end goal. Back to the 20 it comes.
That's a poor kick, that one from Brothers. Release all the pressure. Quick restart wanted by the Jets.
Beresford races back to the 20 after taking it himself, and away they go.
Ipswich now being driven back again, and really their attack has lacked zip in this second half. Now, still a long way to go. Junior Toga trying to struggle and stretch his way out of the tackle, trying to get to his feet. Not allowed to. There's 10 minutes. And not Robert. No, Dean Washley, I think, is on his way. We saw a similar incident for the departure of Matt Ralph and a try blitz by Brothers. Ipswich now with 2.5 minutes. And they haven't found touch. Great take by McSweeney. Beautiful take as it was suspended over the touchline. Slow to come up is Scott McSweeney, but a great take it was. This time Hempstead all close to the touchline. Well, you can't drag him out. This time now, Brothers, Essex, shuffling run through the middle of the ruck. Time ticking away, Brothers lead by 1 point, 24-23. Only a couple of minutes to go. Ackerman has also played well. Back inside to Grant Beavers. Brushes away from Ralph. He comes over. Swinging arms.
Touch judge flag up and he's on the field.
Ken Mercy, I think it was. Foolish play from Ken Mercy. The penalty will go to Brothers, and that could be enough for them to wind the clock down. Matt Ralph chases Grant Beavers.
Ooh.
Mercy, flying arm over the top.
Yeah, that was clearly reckless. He's lucky not to be marched for that tackle. Not that it was as vicious as it probably looked, but certainly he took no care to keep it low.
Reckless and foolish, Warren. At this stage of the game, he's probably cost any chance his side has of winning the match.
Well, they haven't had too much go forward, the Ipswich side, but you've got to wonder where Ken Mercy and Aaron Saltner have been. They're such dangerous attackers. They haven't got the ball in any position, but mind you, they don't seem to have gone looking for it either.
Now, the second half's been very flat in terms of their attack. They'll try to protect a lead, and Chris Fullerton, one of his worst nightmares, the Ipswich coach, has been that they go to sleep in this second half. Well, it was mentioned at half-time. It didn't sink in.
Penalties are 9-8 to Brothers throughout the match. Scrums 10-4 to Brothers, all going with the feed. Ralph's been finding touch regularly. Total errors 27 by Ipswich to 18 by Brothers. And in the end, there's been 18 missed tackles by Ipswich's defence. Metres gained favouring Brothers and time in possession. Now this kick is important, you know. Brothers leading by 1 point. Not so much, it's got to go dead. That's the most important thing here. Now will it? It's missed the posts. It has gone dead. They didn't want to give Ipswich one more fling at them with possession. It's got to be a dropout now. There's the clock ticking down the final seconds.
Short drop kick.
Ralph tries the kick. He hasn't got the chasers out there, but the winger on the far side wasn't awake. And one more chance for Brothers to play it out. And it's been a tremendous comeback by Brothers, who were down by 18 points to 6 at half-time. Luck certainly was favouring Ipswich in the earlier part, but that passage of 10 minutes when Matt Ralph was off the field, Brothers got 3 tries to win 24-23. And David, Brisbane Rugby League man of the match, who are you going for?
Well, Warren, the guy spent 10 minutes in the sin bin, but if you put that aside, the 70 minutes he did play was extremely useful to the brethren, and that's the big front rower in Rob Orchard. Got good yardage every time he handled, popped a couple of good balls, and here's the BRL man of the match.
Full time in the A-grade fixture.
Now you got to talk, you see. It's just as simple as this. Come on, Warren, where are you? I was just jumping down at the line. Did you see the game last night?
Yeah.
South Africa and...
Yeah, I was up till 2 o'clock this
Oh, I
morning
know.
watching
Why? Should we be letting that on?
I'm a New Zealander, so
I thought I detected it.
watch it.
I thought I detected a slight accent there. New Zealander? Yeah, it took me
Yeah, that was funny watching them, wasn't it? When they had to go that extra 10 each way, and South Africa got that
drop goal.
that drop goal the last 5 minutes.
Wouldn't you,
It was just bloody...
wouldn't you hate yourself?
Yeah, so it was pretty good.
The All Blacks goalkeeper would have had himself today.
Oh,
poor
don't.
bugger.
Poor
Didn't he
bugger.
have some pressure on him?
Oh, sorry.
Rob.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Good, mate, good. Jeez, pretty extraordinary game.
Yeah, it was a bit of a comeback.
Just right
What
next
do I
to
do?
me.
Right next to you.
Very much.
Can I get you just to take a step over here?
Yeah, just I think you're down 23-10 there.
Yeah, it was
It was handy, the sin bin didn't hurt.
No, well, a few went to the sin bin and that, and we sort of...
Not you, I mean, yeah, but when Matt Ralph went.
Yeah, we sort of just sparked on then when he got 10 minutes, so the boys just stuck it together and just took it on from there.
Rob, an extraordinary game, down 23-10, and then the big comeback from Brothers.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing comeback, but the boys, I don't know, they just realised that everyone's up there for the semi-final position. They just dug deep and come home with it.
You made a lot of ground yourself today, and I think you'd have to say that, well, you would have felt that your front row got on top of theirs.
Yeah, it was a sort of funny start, and we sort of pushed the ball in the first half. We were making stupid errors. I don't know. The second half, we just said, come on, let's just go forward and see how we go. And we just put it together.
Now, just quickly, you were involved in the blue. It was an almighty stink too. But what did you think when the referee came up with the penalty as Shane Hempstead was racing in?
Yeah, I don't know. They always seem to pick on me, the refs. I don't know. I'm always getting 10 minutes. I don't know what's going on.
All right, well played today.
Thanks very much.
No, you probably didn't even realise.
No.